Chelsea Football Club, a name synonymous with passion, dedication, and a fervent fan base. Founded in 1905, the club has seen its fair share of ups and downs. A club with a rich history, yet for many years, it struggled to find consistent success on the pitch until 2003. Enter Roman Abramovich, a Russian billionaire with a vision. With a deep passion for football, he bought the club, and with that purchase, he changed everything. Abramovich's arrival was a seismic event in the world of football. It sent shockwaves through English football, altering the landscape forever. Overnight, Chelsea transformed from perennial underdogs to serious contenders for major honours. The club had always had potential, a sleeping giant waiting to be awakened. Now, with Abramovich's financial backing, it had the means to realise that potential. Abramovich cleared the club's debts, providing a clean slate for future success. He invested heavily in the squad, bringing in big-name signings to bolster the team. The likes of Hernan Crespo and Claude Martial joined, adding world-class talent to the roster. A new era had begun. The fans were ecstatic, their dreams of glory reignited. They had a reason to believe again, a renewed hope that their beloved club could achieve greatness. Chelsea were on the up, climbing the ranks of English and European football. And they were only just getting started. The journey had only begun, with many more triumphs on the horizon. The summer of 2003 was a whirlwind. Roman Abramovich's immense wealth was evident as he took over Chelsea Football Club. His arrival marked the beginning of a new era, one that would change the landscape of English football forever. Chelsea spent over £100 million on new players, a figure that was almost unimaginable at the time. This massive investment was a clear signal to the footballing world that Chelsea was ready to compete at the highest level. A staggering sum at the time, it sent shockwaves through the Premier League. Analysts and fans alike were left in awe, wondering how this influx of cash would transform the club. It was a statement of intent, a bold declaration that Chelsea was no longer content with mediocrity. The fans were ecstatic, dreaming of the glory days that seemed just within reach. Among the high-profile arrivals were Juan Sebastian Veron and Damien Duff. These were not just any players, they were established stars with proven track records. Veron, a midfield maestro, and Duff, a dynamic winger, had both made their marks at top European clubs. Their signings were a testament to Chelsea's newfound ambition and pulling power. These signings showed Chelsea's newfound ambition. The club was no longer just a participant in the league, it was a contender, ready to challenge the established order. They were attracting the best talent from around the world, and the excitement among the fans was palpable. The media buzzed with speculation and anticipation. Manager Claudio Ranieri was tasked with moulding this new team of stars into a cohesive unit. It was a challenge, but one he embraced with determination and optimism. He guided Chelsea to a second-place finish in the Premier League, an impressive achievement given the level of competition. This was their highest league position in almost 50 years. The team was improving, showing signs of becoming a dominant force. But for Abramovich, this was just the beginning. He craved silverware and was determined to see Chelsea lift trophies. He wanted Chelsea to be the best, not just in England, but in Europe. His vision was clear and his ambition knew no bounds. The stage was set for a managerial change. Despite Ranieri's success, Abramovich's relentless pursuit of excellence meant that no one was safe. The winds of change were blowing through Stamford Bridge, and the footballing world watched with bated breath. In 2004, Jose Mourinho arrived at Stamford Bridge. He was young, confident, and incredibly successful. He had just won the Champions League with Porto. He exuded an aura of invincibility. Mourinho's arrival changed everything. He brought a winning mentality. He instilled a sense of belief in the players. He demanded the highest standards. "I'm not one from the bottle," Mourinho famously declared. "I'm a special one." And special he was. He transformed Chelsea from contenders into champions. Mourinho's first season was a revelation. Chelsea won the Premier League title in record-breaking fashion. They lost just one game all season. It was a dominant display. The Abramovich era had truly begun. Chelsea's first Premier League title was a momentous occasion. It ended a 50-year wait for the league championship. It ushered in a new era of dominance for the club. The team was built on a solid foundation. Peter Cech in goal, John Terry and Ricardo Carvalho in defence, Frank Lampard and Claude Makélélé in midfield, Didier Drogba leading the line. Mourinho's tactics were built on defensive solidity and quick transition. Chelsea were ruthless on the counter-attack. They were also clinical from set pieces. The fans were jubilant. They had waited so long for success. Now they were experiencing it in abundance. Chelsea were the best team in England, and they were only getting stronger. Section 5, building a dynasty. The 2004 to 2005 season was just the beginning. Chelsea went on to win back-to-back Premier League titles. They also won the FA Cup and 2 League Cups under Mourinho. Abramovich's investment was paying off. He had assembled a world-class squad, and he had found the perfect manager to lead them. New signings like Michael Essien and Ashley Cole added depth and quality. Chelsea were a force to be reckoned with, both domestically and in Europe. The club's success on the pitch was matched by its growing global appeal. Chelsea were becoming a global brand. They were attracting fans from all over the world. Section 6, European glory beckons. Despite their domestic dominance, European success eluded Chelsea. They came close under Mourinho, but they could not quite get over the line in the Champions League. Abramovich craved European glory. He wanted Chelsea to be crowned champions of Europe. He continued to invest heavily in the squad. He brought in world-class players like Andriy Shevchenko. He brought in world-class players like Michael Ballack. Chelsea reached the Champions League final in 2008. They faced Manchester United in Moscow, but they lost on penalties. It was a heartbreaking defeat. Despite the setback, Chelsea's ambition remained undimmed. They were determined to conquer Europe. Abramovich's dream lived on. Section 7, a revolving door at the bridge. One of the hallmarks of the Abramovich era was the frequent managerial changes. Mourinho's first spell ended in 2007. He returned for a second stint in 2013, but he was sacked again in 2015. Other high-profile managers came and went. Avram Grant, Luis Felipe Scolari, Carlo Ancelotti, Roberto Di Matteo, Andre Villas-Boas, Guus Hiddink, Antonio Conte, Maurizio Sarri. Some managers achieved success, while others struggled to adapt to the demands of the club. The constant change created a sense of instability, but it also kept things interesting. Section 8, the Drogba dilemma. Didier Drogba was one of the most iconic players of the Abramovich era. His presence on the field was nothing short of electrifying, and his ability to change the course of a game with a single moment of brilliance made him a fan favorite. The Ivorian striker was a force of nature. His physicality, combined with his technical skills, made him a nightmare for defenders. Whether it was a powerful shot from outside the box or a towering header, Drogba had an uncanny ability to find the back of the net. He scored crucial goals in big games and was a leader on and off the pitch. His performances in finals, particularly the 2012 Champions League final, are etched in the memories of Chelsea fans. Drogba's leadership extended beyond his goal scoring. He was a mentor to younger players and a unifying figure in the dressing room. Drogba's relationship with Chelsea was complex. While he was adored by fans, his time at the club was marked by highs and lows, including injuries and periods of inconsistent form. Yet his resilience and determination always saw him bounce back stronger. He left the club in 2012 after winning the Champions League. That night in Munich, where he scored the equaliser and the winning penalty, cemented his legacy as a Chelsea legend. He returned for a second spell in 2014, but he was always a talismanic figure for the club. Even in his second stint, his influence was undeniable, providing experience and guidance to a new generation of players. His departure in 2012 marked the end of an era. It was a poignant moment for the club and its supporters as they bid farewell to one of their greatest ever players. Chelsea were losing one of their greatest ever players, but it also paved the way for a new generation of stars to emerge. The club's ability to rebuild and find new talent has always been a hallmark of its success, ensuring that the legacy of players like Drogba continues to inspire future generations. Section 9, a global icon emerges. Eden Hazard signed for Chelsea in 2012. He was a young, exciting talent from Lille. He quickly established himself as one of the best players in the world. Hazard's dribbling skills and eye for goal made him a nightmare for defenders. He won 2 Premier League titles, 2 Europa Leagues, an FA Cup and a League Cup during his time at Chelsea. Hazard became a global icon at Chelsea. He was the face of the club and was adored by the fans. His departure to Real Madrid in 2019 left a void that was difficult to fill. Section 10. The end of an era. In 2022, Roman Abramovich's ownership of Chelsea came to an end. He put the club up for sale following Russia's invasion of Ukraine. He was sanctioned by the UK government. It was a sad end to a remarkable era. Abramovich had transformed Chelsea into a global powerhouse. He had overseen the most successful period in the club's history.